Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are launching our SimplAI Agentic platform. SimplAI is an enterprise grade platform to build, deploy, monitor, and maintain AI agents and automate complex workflows seamlessly and efficiently. Over the past 15 months, we have worked with enterprises to scale their AI applications in production, solving challenges especially around security, scalability, and reliability. Now let's deep dive into the platform. Simple AI follows a Lego like philosophy, offering all the building blocks enterprises need to create AI applications quickly and seamlessly. It's a low code, no code platform where you can drag, drop, configure components without extensive coding. So, now let's talk about some of the features that are there in our platform models. Enterprises can access any of the open source or closed source models, they can connect, deploy, or fine tune any model right from the screen. Now let's talk about data connections. We have 300 plus data connectors readily available on the platform so that enterprises can bring their data seamlessly and in an encrypted way into the platform. Also, we have 300 plus connectors readily available on the platform so enterprises can seamlessly connect to any of these data sources, set up a connection, and seamlessly bring data into your platform. Not just this, enterprises can also use our platform to create knowledge bases. So again, we have multi flavor configurations. They can create knowledge bases and both structured and unstructured data. They can select different kind of vector databases that we provide. They can select from any list of embedding models, set up the thresholds, top key results, enable re-ranking models when they are building these knowledge bases, which are uh, ideally vector databases, right? And also, when doing this, they can choose from different parsing methods readily available on the platform, whether it's a basic parser, OCR parser, or even LVM for parsing complex documents and getting contextual knowledge out of it. They can also uh, have different chunk strategies set up depending on the use case that they're working, uh, and experiment quickly with this setting across and decide what's the optimal setting uh, for their specific use case to create agentic AI for their employees, for their customers, and even agentic process automations very easily on the platform. First, let's talk about tools. So, tools can be used in two ways. They can be used as standalone applications for orchestrating your workflows or automating some of your complex tasks, which are non conversational in nature. And you can also use tools uh, in your agents as function calling. So the agents can have access to the tools and then can execute certain actions and tasks based on that. So now let's look at a pre-existing tool which we have. So this is an advanced tool we have created. So as you see, this is an AI chain where you can see parallelization and branching of different nodes. So if I zoom in a little bit, as you see, right, there's a start point, and then you can start sequencing your steps and branch them according to your workflow. And if I click on node, we have a lot of predefined steps, right from adding a bit of code executor, which is Python code in this case, having LLM calls, LVM calls. We can extract text from unstructured documents like PDF files, uh, have API calls to get information, to post information, fetch emails, send emails, run SQL queries on BigQuery. Right? There's a lot of predefined steps, and you also have agent nodes and tool nodes where you can swarm sub agents into this main orchestration engine to execute tasks. For example, if you see in this case, We have a lot of different agents that are lined up here, which are exactly doing one task, and then we are swarming all of that into again conditional nodes, taking all of that information and executing our workflow. And not just that, enterprises can also control the versions that they have created for this application, so seamlessly they can change few things, deploy a new version and track them, and they can also check the run history from here. Now let's talk about agents. So if I go into an agent configuration, so now let's check one of the agents we have created. So we'll check the configuration of this particular agent. So agent has four main components, right? You can select any of the models that you have connected on the platform. You can also adjust their hyperparameters. And then the second part to it is the base instruction. So this is the prompt engineering part, where you actually give guidelines and SOPs to the agents in terms of how it should behave, what kind of tools and KVs it can use in and in what, under what conditions. And the third section is the knowledge bases. So you give access to the agents to retrieve information from your knowledge bases to answer queries of the user. And then the fourth section is the tools. Uh, so tools are nothing but function calling here. Agents can decide which tools to be called based on the query and dynamically take action and perform the tasks. And then there are a bunch of other features as well, like welcome message, context window configuration, enabling citations, upload file. And we also have guardrails, where you can set guardrails both on input output. This is especially important for um applications when you're creating to the external folks, or applications when you're creating in highly regulated industries like financial services, healthcare, etc. And every agent you can create on our platform is also voice enabled by just click of a button. And that means the agent can now have two different modalities: one is chat and then the voice. That's how simply you can create agent and configure them on our platform. So any application that you're creating, whether it's a tool or an agent on our platform, you can also easily integrate from our integrations tab. We have various ways of integration. We have APIs and webhooks for you to connect and deploy the application. We also have direct enablement for some of the social channels and applications. And then there is embed code, where you can use this script to embed your applications directly into your web applications. And we also have mobile SDKs to be integrated into your mobile apps. Not just this, as I mentioned before, enterprises benefit from the application version control I have shown before, and also the project level environments that you can create seamlessly on the platform, uh, where enterprises can use them as different sandbox environments or for different uh, domains specifically, and control the access to the users, the credit limits, and everything at even a project level. And once deployed, and once these applications get deployed, they can trace and evaluate these applications completely from the platform. So we get to see each and every step, the latencies, the input output at a very granular level using our tracing. And we have also have evaluations where you can use them to assess your application's performance uh, on different metrics. Once deployed, applications can be observed, refined, and optimized using our end-to-end observability suite, including tracing, evaluations, and custom metrics. So, if I have to talk about tracing, enterprises can granularly trace each and every step for an agent run or a tool run that they have performed. They get to see the latencies at each step and what's the input and output that has gone at each and every node. Not just this, enterprises can also quickly evaluate the applications that they have built on the platform. They can also create custom metrics using our evaluation suite and then run them and see whether these applications have passed the metrics that they have selected on.